Hello everyone, and welcome back to this Let's Play of Monster Hunter World. I'm Ibblebibble, and I'm extremely sleep deprived. As you can see, I've managed to farm out the Tobi Kadachi set, in between now and, the last episode. And we've got the extremely cute Tobi Kadachi Palico set for our little Mad Manx. And he's got something to tell us. This is the flash fight cage that we managed to unlock by going to talk to the bug trappers last time, and it does some pretty interesting things. It basically lets you place down flash bugs, which can knock flying monsters out of the air and can confuse monsters as well. We're not going to use it right now because I'd rather have the Vigor Wasp spray. But if we upgrade the flash fly cage enough, it'll actually also give you a free shock trap, which is always useful. So yeah, this time we're gonna go fight an Anjanath. This is a special quest to me because the first time I tried to do this, it took me 17 minutes and 5 feints over 2 hunts to actually get Anjanath down. It was extremely humiliating, and I was very thankful that no one had to watch me do this. I did eventually learn how to properly take it down, though, and it only took me like 15 minutes by the time I got good at it. At most. I can do it faster now, obviously, now that I have better gear. But yeah, just eating up before the hunt, as per usual. And I am actually going to go and make some demon drugs and armor drugs, because this is going to be a tough fight. So demon drugs and armor drugs are buff potions that give you plus attack and plus defense respectively, and I'll show off how to craft them in just a minute. So to make these you need catalysts, and catalysts are bitter bugs and honey, and we've made a decent amount of honey from our garden by now, and I think I've swapped it to bitter bugs by the time, by now. It's been a while since I played, to be honest. But yeah, just making up some armor bugs and armor skins. It's been a long day. But yeah, I'm doing as much prep as I can for an Anjanath because it's gonna look really silly if I die horribly to this guy. I'm gonna bring along dung pods as well, just in case some other monsters decide to join the party, as it were. So I'm also using the Sonic Horn, which is actually a horn made from Vespoid.
Priorities to secure the base by taking out that encroaching Anjanath. Use everything at your disposal. That's the way it works here in the New World.
As I was saying, the Sonic Horn's made from Vespoid parts, which is pretty interesting. So the small monsters do occasionally have like end game weapons made out of them. Usually not the best, but sometimes pretty decent. Vespoid is just one of them. Vespoid also got an armor set. I think I've shown it off already. But yeah, let's go hunt us a giant fire-breathing T-Rex. It always spawns in the same place. So monsters in assigned quests always spawn in the same place. So where we want to go is we want to go into the middle with the hanging rocks, because that's where Anjanath is, I guess. One interesting thing that's happening in Monster Hunter World, as it were, a PC release coming out by the end of August, so those of you who don't own a PS4, do not worry, you can play Monster Hunter World soon. Other interesting thing is a new monster coming out soon, which is Behemoth, and that's a collaboration with Final Fantasy XIV, another game that I do actually play. So I know I said no spoilers, like no spoiling monsters in the thread, but I highly doubt that Behemoth is going to be integral to the plot line of this game, so I don't mind talking about Behemoth a bit. But first, cutscene, because we're about to run into Anjanath. So yeah, we gotta finally find the Anjanath. It's nice to see that cutscene me is much more competent than regular play me. That bunch of rocks that we knocked down, I don't think it's usually there, actually. The bundle of rocks is there right now, that's usually there. But the one that we knocked down in the cutscene, I think that's just for the cutscene, really. So yeah, I pick up some scatter nuts that managed to drop down, and I try and bait the Anjanath over to knock down the stones over its head, but it decided not to follow me, and I wasted a bunch of rocks. Which is really annoying because that would have done a decent amount of damage. No matter. So, our songs for the Sonic Horn. Well, firstly, the Sonic Horn is actually a paralysis horn, which hopefully means that we will paralyze Anjanath a couple of times this hunt. Spoiler alert, I do not paralyze him a single time. It's very annoying, the element RNG sometimes. But yeah, songs available for the Sonic Horn. We've got self-improvement as always. We've got stamina use reduced small, which is useful, it means we can run around more. Defense up small, which is extremely useful against a hard hitter like Anjanath. Ice resistance boost, which is not useful in the slightest. I just use it to finish off combos and stuff. And Sonic Waves, which the actual Sonic Wave itself is not particularly useful, but it is just 3 double notes, and recitals and encores, I believe their damage is affected by how many songs you have queued up. So actually Sonic Waves is the quickest way of queuing up 3 songs because like notes stay between songs. So if you just do 5 double notes in a row, you will get 3 Sonic Horns, and that fills up your music stave queue thing. I don't know, I haven't done music in about 8 years by now or so. I don't remember what any of these are called, really. Clef, treble clef, minute. It's been about 12. It's been about good 17 hours since I last slept. And here I am commentating on an LP. Anyway, let's get back to fighting Anjanath. I'm really dumb and I keep standing in front of the Anjanath's head. I was discussing this with someone, but you can tell that I'm mostly used to playing Monster Hunter with ranged weapons by watching me use melee weapons. So I tend to be a bit too aggressive with melee weapons because I can afford to be aggressive with ranged weapons. But yeah, I keep the same mentality, and it's not doing me great because I keep standing in front of the fucking Anjanath's head and getting hit by it like a dipshit. Important things to know about Anjanath. It's very tall, so if you're using a short reach weapon like Sword and Shield or Dual Blades, go for his legs and trip him up as much as possible. With fast hitting weapons, you'll be able to trip him up really easily. Other things to know about Anjanath. Oh, there's a Rathalos. Yay, we finally met Rathalos. Rathalos is a staple of Monster Hunter. It's been around since the very first one, and it's been owning people for that long. Yes, important things to know about Anjanath. It's got 2 rage modes, as I like to call it. First, it gets angry. First, it gets angry and it flares its nostrils, and that's the first level of angry. The second level of angry is when it starts breathing fire and has the fins out and has a glowing red throat. This is actually quite useful because if you keep hitting him in the throat, you will knock him over when it's glowing red. And you also get a free piece of gear. Well, not gear, a free monster part. What was that? Oh yeah, also you get set on fire if you go near his mouth because it's on fire. And that is his flame jet attack, which you really want to which you really want to avoid because it's basically a one-shot, really. So yes, once he uses a bunch of fire attacks, he will drop out of rage mode. If he's used too many, he'll become tired, but he hasn't used too many yet. But yeah, rage mode. Important thing to know about rage mode. It exposes his fins, which are actually ranged weapon weak spots. So if you hit them with bullets, arrows, it does much more damage against his big fins. His tail is also a big ranged weapon weak spot. And what's interesting is the base of the tail is actually takes less damage than the tip of the tail. So if you want to do the most damage, you have to aim for the tip. But obviously, it's harder to hit. It's smaller. It moves around a lot more. So yeah, more risks, more reward, as you know. But yeah, let's go chase an Anjanath. So yeah, it's also got a fire spray attack, as you saw earlier. That's different from the fire jet. Avoid the fire spray as well. It doesn't hit as hard. So yeah, that's what the fire jet looks like, and we got lucky in that we're on the very edge of the fire jet, so we didn't get one shot. And as you can see now, Anjanath is quite tired. And we just mounted. Important thing to know about being set on fire, or fire blight as this game likes to call it. To get rid of it, you have to stop, drop, and roll literally 3 times in fact. What's interesting about Monster Hunter games in general, if you roll into water, it only takes 1 roll to get rid of the fire, which is very convenient in H Force because there's a decent amount of water around. But yeah, Anjanath is starting to get tired, so we are just going to keep smacking in the head because that makes it more tired actually. If I haven't mentioned it before, blunt weapons do build up exhaust damage when hitting the head, in addition to stun damage, which is always very handy. And hey, speaking of stun damage, we just stunned it. Good job, me. Oh yeah, if you haven't noticed, the Sonic Horn actually has a unique recital sound, which is pretty cool. But yeah, like just now, as you can see, most of the times we hit Anjanath in the head, it starts flinching now. And that's a good sign that it's getting really tired. Which, as you can imagine, is good. And I'm just queuing up Sonic Waves just to get a full queue. Let's get some damage going. I kind of wish to hit earplugs, but we don't have access to large earplugs anyway, so we won't be able to prevent Anjanath roars from affecting us. So yeah, I just shoot it with the scatter nut a few more times just to stop it from running away. I'm just glad that Hunting Horn has a pretty long reach, so I can at least hit the head with it. Although hilariously with dual blades, you attack quickly enough that basically Anjanath spends 80% of the time tripped over. Honestly, dual blades would be one of the weapons I'd recommend to fight Anjanath with, really. Or ranged, but I just like ranged weapons. So he's gone in fire rage mode again. And you know what that means? Don't stand in front of him. The fire spray is a cone attack, so just keep that in mind when you're running around. And I really need to stop standing in front of the head because I keep getting set on fire. To be fair, fire isn't super damaging, but it definitely takes its toll. And you don't want to leave it on for too long. Got quite lucky there. But hey, it means his head is nice and vulnerable. Because the nice thing about the fire jet, it means his head's just at the same level, at a very convenient level to hit. And I am being stupid at this point. In my defense, I play quite late night, so just chalk it up to being tired. Just chalk this entire LP up to being tired, really. Oh yeah, in case I haven't mentioned, I've kept the Puke weapon on Mad Banks just so we can get some extra poison damage in there. I'm starting to feel that next time I should start fast forwarding the chase bits. But to be fair, the Ancient Forest is quite a nice place to look at, so maybe I'll just keep it in. You can actually see Astera from here. And there's another flame jet, and Anjanath actually knocked over a tree and made it into a vine trap, so that's absolutely hilarious. Not all trees can do this, it's just that tree and a few others around Ancient Forest. And every other zone, actually. So yeah, I think we've managed to break the legs at this point. If you look at them, they're quite scarred up. The head as well, actually. So I think that makes it easier to knock him out. And also means I think it means he goes into rage mode less. Broken legs I think it means he can be knocked over easier. And I think we managed to break his back just then. I'm not too sure what that does. I think it's just extra rewards, really. You get extra rewards if you break certain body parts. So if you break the head, you get extra fangs. If you break the legs and the claws, you get extra broken claws. And yeah, he's getting really tired. And as you can see, we've got the first slinger ammo down already, so it's already 30%. And he's extremely tired, so he just becomes an easy punching bag at this point. Yeah, he can still be pissed off though. But yeah, like I said, I'm pretty sure he can be knocked out of rage mode easier this time. And we get pinned for the first time. So, if you get pinned, just shoot him in the face with whatever ammo you have. Scatter nuts work, flash pods should work, I think dung pods work as well. And I think all of our brute wyverns, which are monsters that look like T-Rexes, they all have pin attacks, and I think they can all be dealt with in the same way by shooting a flash pod or a dung pod or scatter nut into your face. And it can save you taking a lot of damage from some of the later monsters that have a pin attack. Just gonna pick up as many footprints as I can, just because I want some investigations to go farm the armor later, really. Oh yeah, if any of you goons feel like helping out when it comes to farming up armor sets in between recordings, just hit me up on Discord. I'm in the Monster Hunter Goon Discord a decent amount of time, so yeah. As long as you have a PS4, you can come play with me. Yeah, we're just gonna follow the Anjanath back to its lair. It's not too far away. The Anjanath's sleeping spot actually has a pretty interesting property, which we'll see quite shortly. Oh, the Rathalos just flew away. There's actually a turf war between Rathalos and Anjanath, and I'm really annoyed that it didn't trigger, because that's 2 episodes in a row where we missed out on turf wars, which is extremely annoying. But yeah, even with a bunch of parts broken, Anjanath is still a threat, so watch out, really. Don't take him too lightly, and you should be fine. But yeah, I don't think we even hit him, and then he starts running away after a while. Could capture him now, but I kind of want to show off his lair, so... So yeah, as you can see, the bottom of the Anjanath sleeping place is basically a bed of vines, and if we do enough damage, the Anjanath will get trapped in it, which is extremely convenient. However, there's always a downside, and the downside is that if we're stuck on the vines when they start moving around, we can get stunned by a tremor, and that's obviously not very good. We'll see it later, but right now I feel as though the Anjanath gets trapped a lot more than we do, so whatever, really. Although I wouldn't suggest fighting Anjanath in tight spots like this. It can be really dangerous. You see, like that. Although that's just me being dumb, really. But yeah, those tremors can knock us over, and they're obviously not great. Oh yeah, our Palico has befriended a Tail Rider. So this is another useful property of befriending the bug trappers. They let you, they let your Palico, I should say, Mad Max. They let him befriend small monsters in the area. So in Ancient Forest, they're Jagras. In Wildspire Waste, they'll be Kestodon, and so on, so on, so on. And yeah, it's pretty cool. It's basically an extra body to help do some damage. And your Palico can actually ride them, so it's pretty cute as well. And yeah, at this point, I kind of just want to get it over with because fighting on tremory ground is not fun. But hey, on the bright side, Anjanath's getting stuck much more than we are, so who cares? I think it's almost dead by now. Getting there. Yep. The Jagras and our Palico managed to knock it over with a well done ram. And we're just gonna wail the hell out of it. It's a shame I don't have any bombs because that would have made this go a lot quicker.
Focus our attention towards capturing Zora Madras.
There we go. Anjanath down. That was a fun fight. It was definitely the most challenging fight of the first time I did this. Thankfully, so I managed to do this one a lot quicker. But yeah, that's Anjanath, and it's got a pretty good monster design. Like, I still prefer Tobi Kadachi, but Anjanath's design is actually really cool, and I just show off a bit with some gestures. But yeah, there's actually a decent amount of concept art for Anjanath, and I'll show it off in the thread. But concept art Anjanath looked a lot crazier, I'd say, and a lot more impressive, but I can see why they decided to go with something slightly simpler. Anjanath is basically like a end of disc 1 boss, I would say. It only took 20 minutes, and we got an Anjanath plate. So Anjanath plates are quite rare materials. They're the rarest thing you can get at low rank. At high rank, there's gems, which are even rarer. But for now, low rank is the rarest thing we can get, and I'm very lucky that I managed to get this and another one when I was farming, because that means that we can make both the Anjanath horn and the Anjanath chest plate Yeah, from now on, armor sets start needing plates, and those are a pain in the ass to get at low rank. Easier to get at high rank, but still a bit of a pain. But nowhere near as bad as gems. I'll bitch about gems when we get to high rank, really. Just for now, just know that I got lucky with these plates. Thanks to the goons who helped me out, farming after this session, by the way.
Gather round, people. We have much to discuss. All our preparations are complete, and I have all of you to thank for working double time to make it happen. I'm especially impressed with the 5th for hunting the Anjanath despite being new here. That's one less misery standing between us and capturing Zora Magdaros. Well done. When will Zora reach the Great Ravine?
Precisely at daybreak.
Good. Let's run through the operation one last time, then. Our hunters will rendezvous on site. Once the beast appears, the operation will commence. We've built 2 barriers in the target's path. Your objective is to stop it at the first barrier, initially wearing it down with cannon and ballista fire, then restrain it with binders. However, there is a chance it will break through. If so, we'll initiate the mounting phase of the operation. During this phase, we'll attempt to weaken it further, so that we'll have a better chance of restraining it at the second barrier. Make sure you hammer it as much as possible with cannons and ballista. They're there for a reason.
Affirmative, sir.
Technicians, make sure you do a final check on the equipment before we begin.
Yes, sir.
Quartermasters, conduct an inventory on our supplies. Researchers, proceed to the Great Ravine with your escort as soon as you're ready. We can't bring our quarry back to base, so take what you need and be prepared to conduct your research on site.
Don't worry, Commander.
Everything will be in order.
Keep your ears open during the operation. I'll be giving orders as the situation unfolds. May the Sapphire Star light your way. Dismissed!
So yeah, we're gonna go...
Wow, the big moment is finally here. I'm shaking up a storm here. How about you?
Yeah, we're gonna go hunt Zora Magdaros and try and trap it. If I haven't said before, in absolutely 0 of the games, basically you can't trap Elder Dragons in any of the games. So what the commander is suggesting is pretty crazy, really. Trying to trap a giant magma snapping turtle thing. But yeah, just gonna do a bit of busy work. Then let's go check out the Anjanath stuff. Hello there, Mr. Smith.
Time for some hard graft.
First, let's check out the Anjanath armor. So, Anjanath armor is the first set that I'm gonna say suffers a lot from the bikini plate syndrome, as I'll say. The male version, you basically look like a cool knight with red armor. And for the lady version, you get bikini plate. It's not great, really. At least you get a cool cape. Eh. There is an Anjanath horn. And it's not too bad. I think it's got the same... actually, no, it doesn't. It's got a decent selection of songs. Very defensive set of songs, really. It's also fire element. And honestly, there's not many monsters that are weak to fire in this game. Which is kind of annoying, because there are a lot of fire weapons. Oh yeah, the Palico Anjanath gear is hella cute, as always. Might make the armor. What was I gonna say? Yeah, it's annoying that there's only like 2 or 3 monsters that are weak to fire damage in the first place. But yeah, let's wrap things up with a quick gathering quest. The last one of our optional quests we got available to us at the moment.
Oh yeah.
Blah 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 blah. I think it's a running joke that we just never tell the handler why we've come to the new world.
Nothing can stop us.
Yeah, let's do that last optional quest that we've got hanging around. Collecting 20 different types of well, not different types of cacti, just 20 samples of cacti. It's not going to be the most exciting side quest, really. But hey, we gotta do it. A living's a living. And hey, we get paid for it, and we get more options at the garden for stuff to grow, which is always handy. One last mission to savor our cool Toby Kadachi gear before changing over to Anjanath. Oh well, that's life. Still can't make the Toby Kadachi horn, by the way. We need to wait until the next zone, I think, to get the right ore. So yeah, we need to go find 20 samples of cacti. Don't need to hunt these Kelby, so I'm just gonna run right past them. Because I know where the very first cactus is. So we'll grab that. And I am going to fast forward once we're done with this. Exciting. Very exciting gameplay. Let's go. If you were wondering, this is a Chocobo theme from Final Fantasy XIV, which I've mentioned before. I do play a lot. It takes up most of my gaming time, which is why it takes me about a couple of weeks to make each episode. This Let's Play. Hooray! Thanks, MMOs, for taking up way too much of my time. I think specifically, this is the version of the Chocobo theme you get when you're riding a rental Chocobo. Because you can have your own Chocobo, and that's a different theme. And the characters have actually respawned, so I just keep going same route. And there we go. That was easy. A quest truly befitting a hero such as us. Quest complete! And we feed our Palico sausage! It's so cute. Sure, I found a lot of exciting things. Yeah, like I said, we've now unlocked more things to grow at our garden. I'm looking at this and just realized I forgot to remove that. Whoops. Oh well, it's just a loading screen. I'll make sure not to miss any in the future. But yeah, we've managed to fight an Anjanath. We've managed to clear our optional quest log. And we are gonna go try and trap ourselves a giant Elder Dragon next. Always exciting. Oh yeah, we can't go there just yet. I think I managed to unlock the Ancient Forest Camp in between the in between episodes, so don't worry about that. It does mean that we get all 4 camps in Ancient Forest, which is pretty awesome. But yeah, we unlock a decent amount of ammo berries and stuff like that, so It's good. Also, might seeds and armor seeds, so we can make the drugs for those. But yeah, we'll see you next time when we go fight Zora Magdaros. Ciao, everyone. See you next time.